is all about worries and fears. Now, the last couple of months have been the strangest of times for everybody. Going into lockdown, not being at school with our friends, not being able to see our friends and family who don't live in the same house as us, not being able to go to the park and play, going to the shops. These are all really difficult things to deal with. And on top of that, we are dealing with coronavirus, which can feel really scary. So for a lot of people, the last few weeks have created a huge amount of worry and a huge amount of fears that have made things quite tricky, because usually when we're worried or we're scared, we might go and chat to our friends about it, or we're playing at school or in the park, and that makes our worries feel a lot less. We're all at home at the moment, and I know some people are feeling quite trapped at home at the moment, because they might love their families and they might enjoy their home, but because you can't leave, it feels very different. Because of that, our stress response is quite high at the moment. Most people at the moment are feeling kind of anxious, and their dreams are quite vivid and quite full of anxiety, like dreams about being chased by somebody or trying to do something and it going wrong. And that's everyone I know, adults and children. So generally at the moment, everybody has an elevated, a heightened sense of worry and a sense of fear. Now, some of these worries are worries that we can make go away by finding out the right information. So in regards to COVID and coronavirus, some people have been very worried that if they leave their house at all, that they're going to catch it, that they can breathe it in anywhere and will get the coronavirus and die. So there's some bits of information that aren't quite true. So if you are worried about coronavirus, one of the things that you can do to help yourself is by getting the right information. Now, you can talk to an adult that you really trust, or you can go onto a website like Childline, where they have all the correct information so that you know exactly what the situation is and all the ways in which you can help. So at the end of the video, I'll leave all that information of how to get there for you. But it is a difficult time. It is a scary time. But there are things we can do, like washing our hands very regularly throughout the day, washing them for 20 minutes, making sure that we are keeping safe. So when you do go out, if you're going out for your daily exercise, just making sure you're staying 2 meters apart from everybody, that if you go to the shop, if you have to do that with your parent, that you can wear a mask, that you wash your hands as soon as you get back in. All of these things are going to keep you safe. In addition, eating healthily, getting enough exercise every day, getting enough sleep every day is going to make your body really strong and healthy. So if you ever were to get coronavirus, your body is going to be really strong and going to be able to fight those germs. Also, as much as times are difficult at the moment, if you look, you will find all the people helping. So all the doctors and nurses, you can join in the Clap for Our Carers on a Thursday if you're still up at 8 o'clock. I know where I live, lots of people are all helping each other. So neighbours are going shopping for each other, they're sharing things, everyone's looking out for each other. So although things feel very different, there's also lots of nice stuff going on as well. So if we can try and focus on the good stuff, that can help our worries go away. If you have lost somebody, if somebody you love very much has died from coronavirus, there are going to be even more worries than normal for you. When someone we love dies, it's very natural to have lots of worries and fears. One of them is that the other people that we love are going to die. That's a very real fear, and it feels very, very strong for you. One of the things to remember is that you can always talk to somebody that you trust. Now, people in your family might be a bit upset at the moment to talk to, but perhaps you've got an uncle or an aunt or a teacher that you could email or talk to, or friends that you can contact over social media. There is also helplines specially set up for children who are worried, that feel like they don't really want to talk to their families about it for whatever reason. And these special helplines are with people who are trained to listen and to talk to you about your worries and fears. They won't ask you who you are or where you live. It's completely confidential. But being able to talk to them is going to help your worries get smaller and smaller. Some worries when people die might be around guilt, worrying that maybe you did something wrong, that it's your fault that the person you loved has died. These again are really normal feelings, but you did not cause anybody to die. None of this is your fault. Okay? That can be hard to believe, but it's really important that you can hear that. Okay? There's nothing that you could have done, sadly, to stop that person from dying. Some of the worries you might have might be about finance and how you're going to keep your family fed and how you're going to pay them rent or pay the mortgage. Whilst they're very real fears, they are fears and worries for the grown-ups to deal with, okay? Not for you to deal with. So if you are worrying about how your family are going to survive and cope, I really suggest speaking to your mum or dad or another adult that you really trust, so that they can talk to you about the plans that they have in place and the things that you can do as a family that they are going to take responsibility for in order to keep you safe. Okay? And there is help from the government and there's help from school. So everyone is going to work together to make sure that your family is safe. It's really helpful talking to somebody, but sometimes there might not be somebody around, or it might not be the right place to talk to somebody. So there are some things that you can do. One of the things is to set aside a worry time where you're going to sit down and think, right, I'm going to think about all my worries now so that I don't have to do it in the rest of the day and I don't have to do it at bedtime. So you might decide to get a book or a little pad or something that could be your worry journal, and you can just write your worries down. That can be really helpful sometimes, because sometimes just seeing it on a piece of paper in front of you makes it seem so much smaller. And instead of being stuck inside, it's out, and it just makes you feel a bit relieved. Now, it's not to say that those worries aren't there anymore, but they're safe on a piece of paper and you can come back to them. And once you've had your worry time, it might be 10 minutes every day, you're just going to sit and focus. Okay, how am I feeling today? Is there anything I'm worried about? What are those worries? Write them down, and then you can look at them and just think, are these sensible worries? Are these worries that I need to talk to somebody about? Or are they worries that actually I can manage on my own in my worry journal, and you can make those decisions? And if you're not sure, then you can show a grown-up that you trust and they'll be able to help you make those decisions. Another good thing is to have a worry box. Now, this could be a shoe box, it could be a tea bag box, it could be any food box from the kitchen. You can decorate it, and as long as it has a lid, and you can speak your worries at worry time, or if you wake up in the night and you're worried, talk your worries into the box or write them down on a piece of paper, put them in the box, put the lid on. You know they're safe, they're not going anywhere. And then you can come back to them at a time when you're ready, and also when you have some support. It might be that you show your grown-up what's in your worry box. And that can be really helpful, so they can talk it through with you. You can also have a worry doll or a worry toy where they will keep your worries safe for you. So it might be a cuddly toy, or it might be another toy that's special for you, and you can whisper to them what your worries are. They're not going to laugh, they're not going to judge, they're not going to tell you you're being silly, but they can hold those worries so that you don't have to think about them. Another great way for relieving worry and fear is mindfulness. So do check out the mindfulness videos. They're all the ones in green. They are really going to help you manage your stress response and help your worries and fears seem more manageable and much smaller. Also make sure that you're doing things to keep yourself healthy. So do take your daily exercise. I know it can be tricky when you're reliant on grown-ups, but if you can encourage them to take you out for fresh air, to be around nature is so important. It really calms your stress response. So if you watch the stress response video, you'll see some other ways there of calming it down. So make sure you're getting exercise, eat healthily. It's not to say you can't have any unhealthy food, but do make sure you're eating vegetables and fruit and keeping your body nice and healthy, and trying to keep your sleep on top of that. So watch the sleep video as well. All of these things are going to help you manage your worries better. I am going to pop some information on the screen of different people you can call if you do have some worries that you'd like to chat over with somebody else. As always, all the adults at Alam are thinking about you, and you